Hey everyone, welcome to Sly News, only Mr. Sly Media. This right here is going to be my review on Daredevil Season 9, the finale. So, before I get started, I'd like to say this season was pretty good, wasn't great. It was pretty good. It's definitely not one of the best Marvel series. I'm still going to put in Falcon Winter Soldier, the best Marvel series out of all of them. So, it was good. I put up there with the Hawkeye TV series, how good it was. Actually, that was our first reintroduction to Kingpin, was in the Hawkeye television series. So, I put Daredevil up there with that, with the Hawkeye TV series, and how good it was. So, I thought it was good, but I felt like this season was more like a rebuild. Kind of like I said, I always use this good example to my football fans, how the Falcons football season was, or like watching a TV show when they're just kind of building up when it's like a rebuild season, like they're trying to rebuild the brand and everything like that. Because like I said, it's been 6 or 7 years since the last time we seen Daredevil. So I feel like this episode was just a rebuild and build up to next season and all that for season 2 of Born Again. Then what this was, this because like I said, it was a lot of I think I talked about my first 2 episodes when I did my reviews, and there was a lot of different writers and stuff like that they had going on. And plus, the season I just found out recently was supposed to be an 18 episode season instead of we only got 9. So you can tell that if you, like I said, if you watch the finale like I did, you already know because this actually is a spoiler review, so I'll be telling you everything. So you can tell by the way the season ended and all that, a lot of loose ends and stuff and everything. You can kind of tell that, like, it was supposed to be a longer season. This is supposed to be an 18 episode season. It felt like more like a mid season finale than an actual season finale. Just a lot of loose ends. Other TV shows, they'll close up stuff, they'll finish the chapters of an episode and all that stuff, and then they'll put out hints to what's coming for next season. You see that with all the stuff. You see that with Arrow. You saw that, one of my favorite shows. Even in the Power universe, you see that a little bit. They'll do that in the Power universe. They've done that. Leave stuff open for what's happening next season, along with tying up what happened for the season that was going on. So I feel like that's how I kind of felt like this season. They felt like they didn't. You could tell it was different writers in the room and all that, and you can tell like this was, like I said, supposed to be a longer season than what it was. So we just got a lot of loose ends and stuff. A lot of stuff wasn't really shut or anything like that. It's just still a continuation of what's been going on this season. So like I said, so that's only my disappointment about it or anything. I wish it would last longer, but like I said, I'm still satisfied with it. I was entertained by it and everything. Now, this episode right here was so good. We finally got John Berthal as Frank Castle, the Punisher. Him and Daredevil teaming up to take down some of the anti-vigilante cops. That was fun. I really enjoyed that and everything. And the camaraderie and the dialogue back and forth between those two, both of them trying to live by different means, with Frank Castle wants to kill and all that, and Daredevil, he's against all that. He's against killing. It just so good, so good. And all that, like they really giving Daredevil like the Batman persona and everything and stuff, like with not to kill, not to kill. Kind of how Oliver was in the beginning of the season with, not wanting to kill and everything during the Arrow series. As you can tell, it's my favorite show, Arrow, so I'm always gonna use a lot of reference to that. It was, like I said, one of my favorite series. But so yeah, the camaraderie between those two, that was entertaining, that was fun, and we seen the reason why Frank Castle came to help Matt was because he got a phone call from Karen Page. Karen Page is back for his last episode. We haven't seen her since the first episode this season. She came back for the finale, so it was fun seeing them, all three of them together, kind of like a little love triangle, I guess, with both of them, with her and Matt, and along with her and her and Matt, and along with her and Frank as well. So that was fun. So a lot of interesting stuff happened. Along, like I said, we got to see a little bit of Bullseye, the story of how Bullseye was paid by Wilson Fisk's wife Vanessa and to kill Foggy. That's why that was Foggy that called the hit for it. It wasn't Wilson that did it. So we got to see that, and also will begin Bullseye, who will be back for this season, for next season. And in this montage, you kind of see him in this halfway house, just chilling, just like getting ready, of course, like for next season and all that. So Bullseye will be back. I love a villain like that, a villain that he's kind of on doing his own thing. He doesn't, he has his own agenda. He's not Team Fist or, definitely not Team Mac or anything like that. Or with the Vigilantes. He has his own like reasons and all that and everything. He has his own agenda. I like villains like that, so I'm happy to see we getting Bullseye coming back and all. So Bullseye will be back next season. So also as well, the main thing we see that Matt talks about at the end, talks about Daredevil, he needs a team to take down the vigilante cops and all that, and finds it and wants to find a team to take them down. I know everybody thought, oh, okay, the defenders coming, and all that. and everything. But do we at the end we just kind of see in this episode we just see it's a bunch of cops and stuff like that. Some of the good cops that are still left, and some of the lawyers and some of the team with him and all that as well. So I don't know if the defenders coming. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they are. But we just see that like okay, this is a team that's gonna help try to take down Wilson Fisk and all that. So I don't know the defenders. Like I said, we don't know the defenders are coming now. Maybe they won't. I don't know. I know, like you see on my profile photo, I did meet Charlie Cox who played Daredevil. He in the Q&A, people of course did ask that our defenders comes, and he said he don't know, he doesn't know anything like that. I believe all three of the actors have both said they would love to come back if they wanted to, along with like I said, Jessica Jones actually said she would. The guy that played Iron Fist said he would, and also the guy that played Luke Cage said he would as well. They all said they'd be welcome to come back for the series and all. So I don't know if they'll be coming back for this next season and all. Cause it seems like Matt's gonna need some help with taking down Wilson Fisk and along with the vigilante cops. But we don't know. We'll see and all that if they bring them back and all. So like I said, I would definitely love to see it. Cause Defenders is one of my favorite. Like I said, that was one of my favorite series as well. That the Defenders spinoff they had. That was real good. So, and the lecturer, the girl that plays the lecturer, everybody knows she's in that new TV series on Fox with now the Clean Lady. So she's kind of busy doing that right now. But she also said she will be welcome to join it as well and to come back for Daredevil. So we'll see. So we got that, and then also Wilson Fisk like tearing up him up, killing one of the lead the lead officer and everything. Killing the commissioner. That was wow. Like that was just so crazy and all that and everything. The way he smashed his head. That's almost as bad as the car scene he did when he messed up that dude when he slammed the door on his arm and all that. That was just that bad as that. Like when he did, I was like, dang. Even some of the cops were looking like, whoa, like what I'm saying. Some of the cops on his team was like, oh dang, and also, man, like I said, Wilson Fisk being Wilson Fisk and all that. And in the end, like I said, I'm going through the most of everything, talk about the main key points. In the end, we see that a lot of the people, like I said, are locked up in the cage, down there in the dungeon when he killed that dude that was Dane Vanessa. And well, no, he didn't kill her, but Vanessa's one ended up killing him. Wilson just had him locked away. But we see now he got a bunch more people in that same area where Vanessa killed that guy. We see a bunch of other people in there. And of course, the last one we see is Frank Castle, the Punisher. He's locked away in there and all. And stuff. So we do see a bunch of, government people, all that locked up in there, a lot of rich people in there he needs help for and everything like they needs help from. So we see all of them are locked up in there. Also, like I said as well, in the mid-credit scene, we see Frank Castle, and I just knew they were coming because the Punisher is supposed to have like a mini movie, something like that coming out and all that. So it's gonna be a special presentation for that. And John Berthold said it's dope, it's good, and all that. So we figured that Punisher was going to be locked up in that cage for long. He wasn't going to be locked up down there for long. So he ends up tricking this dude and all that and everything. Because in that they're all actually fanboys of the Punisher and all that. Because even at the beginning of the part when they finally catch him and lock him up and everything like that, they try to get him turned on their side because they all wear the same thing, the Punisher gear and all that and everything like that. They're all inspired by him and stuff like that. But of course, he refuses their proposal to team up with them. And all that's how he ends up there. Of course, I'm thinking too, of course, but like I said, this is a TV show and all that. I'm thinking like, I'm pretty sure since he killed half of y'all people, when they try to kill him and all that, why they would just lock him away and all that. But of course, it's a TV show. You can't think like reasonable and all that. But reality, you'd be like, yo, he killed half of y'all people and everything. When y'all try to kill him? But of course, like I said, it's a TV show. So of course, like, they gonna keep Punisher alive. Especially, of course, he has the mini movie that's supposed to be coming out. So, but he tricks the dude. I knew it was going to happen. When he was talking to that dude, tricks him, breaks his arm, he breaks his arm, and that's how the way he's going to get out that situation, get out that cage, and then that's how he ends up, of course, in the mini movie series mini movie that he's supposed to have, which is supposed to be a special presentation for Punisher and all that. So, like I said, I just saw it coming, so I already knew like, oh, he's gonna use this dude and all that and everything. And once he shake his hand, I know he was like, yeah, Punisher got him. Once he told him, hey, reach him, he shake my hand, man. And I noticed how he escapes and gets away and all that by snapping that dude's hand and all that. So that's gonna be very, very interesting to see, where it leads off and see if that leads to season 2 and all that and everything. Because they already shown photos of Daredevil's new costume and all that, and Bullseye's new costume for season 2 of a Daredevil series. So it's gonna be So I can't wait. So I know it's gonna be good. You know. So man, I can't wait. I definitely can't wait. So, but I think that's everything that went on in the series. That's pretty much That's pretty much everything that went on in the series, and for this episode and everything that went on. So, like I said, I can't wait. Like I said, I'm loving it. Like I said, I love Daredevil. Like I said, I love the movies. Love the TV series. One of my favorite television series from Marvel and all that. One of my favorite superhero shows. Period. So, like I said, I can't wait. Definitely can't wait for next season. Like I said, they ended off like I said how every Marvel TV show does and stuff like that, or even how the Marvel movies do. They always leave it at the end and for end credit scene is going to see what happened next. So that's the same thing they did for this. So I can't, like I said, I can't wait, man. If you like the content, don't hesitate to like the subscribe button. This is Sly Nukes right on Mr. Sly Media. Y'all be safe. Have a good night / good morning. This is my review on Daredevil Born Again, the season finale. Y'all be safe.